happy to be here today at the Davie Police Station to spend the day with you, Officer Cavalli.
I'm very excited to spend the day with you guys as well.
Why did you become a police officer?
So I became a police officer because I wanted to take bad guys off the street and to jail, and I wanted to protect kids like you.
How did you become a police officer?
Well, I stayed in school, I got good grades, I went to college and I worked very hard, stayed out of trouble, and then went to the police academy, went through a lot of training, and now I'm here as a police officer.
How long have you been a police officer?
A little bit over 4 years now.
Why do you like being a police officer?
I love being a police officer. It's something different every single day, and I have a lot of fun when I come to work.
That's terrific. Well, let's start our day. Where do we begin?
Well, so the first thing we're going to do is roll call, which is basically where each officer will be assigned a different area of the city, and they'll go over any announcements, any crime trends that are going on.
Terrific. Are you ready to get started? Let's do it.
Afternoon, gentlemen and ladies. All right, Lieutenant Leon will have the city, Sergeant Frampton will have the east side, Robello.
During roll call, the sergeant assigns patrol zones to officers. The officers are responsible for those patrol zones on their shift. The zones are put in numerical order.
16, 17. 21 and 22 is Murphy, 43 Suarez. We have CSA McCampbell out there. Officer Berdakis is in until 6, and Ken Ricker will be in later. Officer Cavalli, we got a special assignment for you today. You'll be spending the day with the Kid Vision kids. Be careful out there. Have a safe night.
Well, we're really impressed to see a police car, so please tell us all about it.
Absolutely, Miss Penny. So this is a 2019 Ford Police Utility. It's big, so it gives me space to be comfortable. This is my office.
Now, how many hours a day do you spend in your car?
Our shifts are 10 hours long, and I'd say a good amount, nine hours of them are inside the car.
When do you turn on your lights and your siren?
So anytime there's an emergency where somebody's in trouble or there's a bad guy doing bad things, I can turn on my lights and my sirens, and I can go through a red light or a stop sign to catch them. But I got to be careful and make sure nobody's crossing the road.
If we're in another car and we see you with lights on, what should we do?
You should always slow down and try to merge over to your right side if you can.
To the right side?
Yes.
Okay, that's wonderful. Can you show us what's inside your car?
Absolutely. So in here is my prisoner compartment. It's completely blocked off. The trunk here is where I keep all of my extra equipment. I have all my SWAT gear. I'm a diver, so if anything happens that's in the water, let's say a car crashes into a canal or something, I can respond to that, put on my dive gear, and jump in the water if I need to. My laptop is everything I need to do my work. All the reports I have to write. If I have to give somebody a speeding ticket, I can do that on here as well. We carry our radios on us personally, and that allows me to, if I have to go inside somebody's house or if I'm running after a bad guy, I'm not separated from my radio at any time. I can always have it on me on my person.
Wonderful. Would you like to look inside the car? I would too.
Pull over! This is a pullover! You need a fit! Take it!
Officer Cavalli, we'd really like to know what you're wearing to protect yourself while you're protecting us.
Absolutely. So the first thing I'm wearing that you see is this vest. It's a bullet-resistant vest. It allows us to attach different pieces of equipment to the vest. So you can see a radio here. It's being attached to the vest. I have a pouch here where I have gloves and whatnot. Utility pouch here just holds, my wallet, my cell phone. On my belt, I have my firearm. You guys know, never touch a gun, right? Always go find an adult and then point it out, okay? On the back side, you can see I have handcuffs.
How heavy is that?
The vest, I'd say anywhere from about 15 pounds. It's hot and it's, it's like being hugged all day long, but it's very important.
I'd like to talk a little bit about your badge.
Sure. This is my badge. It symbolizes that I'm a sworn police officer. But I have a surprise for you guys today. So in my pouch, I actually have junior badges for you guys. So I got one for you, I've got one for you, I've got one for you, and I've got one for you.
Well, thank you very much for showing us what you wear and how you protect yourself while you're protecting us.
Absolutely. Do you guys like dogs?
Yes.
Let's go meet the canine unit.
Woo, yay!
Let's go.
go.
All right, Miss Penny and Kid Vision Kids, I have someone very special to introduce you to. This is Canine Sergeant Chad Bishop.
So you take care of the dogs?
Yes, ma'am. I've been in the canine unit for the last 18 years. I'm the sergeant of the unit, and I'm also the trainer of the canine trainer of the unit. In Davie, we have 5 working patrol dogs, and we have 1 therapy dog.
How do you train the dogs?
It takes a lot of time and effort to train the dogs, and what we do is when we get the dogs, they're usually anywhere from about a year-old to a year-and-a-half-old. Once an officer is selected to go and work with the dog, they go to school with the dog for approximately 5 months. After that school, they go and they take a test to prove that they're ready to work the road. Throughout the dog's working life, he's continually training.
Where do the dogs live?
They live with us. They become very much part of our family. He's with me 24 hours a day. Everywhere I go, he goes.
What kind of jobs do your dogs do?
In police work, the dogs can have many, many different jobs. All of our dogs are what we call dual certified. Our primary job is our patrol function, where we go out and locating suspects. And when I say suspects, it's not necessarily only bad guys. We can utilize the dog to go out and find bad guys, but we can also, and we routinely use the dog to find missing children, elderly patients that have wandered away and become lost, and we implement the dogs to go out and use them as a locating tool to find any type of suspect like that. Then they'll have a secondary job. 2 of our dogs are explosive detection, and then 2 of the dogs are cross-trained in narcotics, which narcotics is just a fancy word for drugs.
Are you allowed to pet the dogs?
Before you ever approach a police dog, talk to the officer and see what the officer's opinion is.
How do patrol police officers work with the canine unit?
So in patrol, we're out patrolling looking for bad guys. If there's ever a time where a bad guy will run away from us and hide, we'll call for the canine unit.
We depend on the road patrol officers to set our perimeters and contain the bad guys so that we can come out, utilize the dogs, search through the perimeter, and locate where they're at. So we work hand in hand with road patrol all the time.
So it sounds like dogs are very important to the Davie Police Station.
Extremely, extremely.
Wonderful. We'd love to meet one.
The foundation of our training is our obedience work. When he starts, you'll see that Canine Red is tethered to Officer Bardakis, and that's how we would start in canine school, where the dog is on leash next to the handler. Once we progress to a point where the dog has learned to walk right next to the handler, and you'll see his focus, you'll see him looking up at Officer Bardakis, you'll see him working on lead. And school, once we reach a point where we know the dog and we see the dog is staying right with the handler, then we would move to what we call off-lead obedience. And you'll see an example of that. Officer Bardakis will disconnect Canine Red from the tether, from the lead, and then he'll do some obedience where he's walking around with him. You'll see the dog is staying right beside Officer Bardakis. He's looking up at him. He's focused on him, looking for his next command. Part of what we're required is that we have to have dogs that are social, where the dogs are used routinely to search for missing, endangered persons. We can't have a dog that just goes out and is going to attack anybody randomly. As a demonstration and to get the dogs neutral people, when Officer Bardakis will stop, he's working the off-lead obedience, he'll stop it and put the dog in a down stay. Once he's in that down stay, you'll see I'll walk out there and I'll walk around him, and you'll see the dog just lays there. He's waiting for Officer Bardakis' command. He's not showing any undue aggression. He's not going to apprehend anybody. He's just very focused on Officer Bardakis and paying attention to his every command. To show you how the dogs utilize their nose, we're going to bring in several backpacks. We'll lay the backpacks out. I'll have Canine Auntie start at one end and search the backpacks one by one. You'll see his change. His alert is to stop and stare. And when he stares at that backpack, you see him locked out. He's staring. In his mind, what he's been trained is that his reward is going to appear out of nowhere. So you'll see him very focused on that backpack, waiting for his reward to come.
Miss Penny and Kid Vision Kids, I have another very special guest to introduce you to. This is Detective Lisa Chiquette.
Hi guys.
Hi.
How are you today?
Good.
I am a detective and I work in the Special Victims Unit and I work with children. Well, I also brought along Detective Rocky. Rocky comes out with me to assist children like this to feel more comfortable and relaxed when we're talking to them during our investigation with them.
And does Rocky live with you?
He does. He's 5 years old and he lives with me and comes to work every day.
How is your job different than a police officer's job?
The police officer responds to the calls for service. Once they find that there's a need for a detective to respond to the scene, we respond out to the scene.
So you do investigation.
Yes.
And at the end of your investigations, what are you hoping to achieve?
My goal in these cases is to obviously prosecute the bad guys. With Rocky's help, it has helped tremendously in my cases. And I found that the kids are more open to talk to me and disclose what happened than not having him around. He's relaxed, he's calm, he would never be aggressive with anybody, which means he would never bite anybody, he would never hurt anybody. The most he'd probably do, like he's doing today, is probably lick you or drool all over the place. So that's pretty much it. He's here for you, to pet him and to love on him.
That's terrific. Thank you so much for talking to us and introducing us to Rocky. Thank you, Officer Cavalli, for a wonderful day with a police officer.
It was a pleasure having you guys around. Hold on, guys, I'm getting a call. I gotta go.